Dobroveče, dobrodošli na treće predavanje profesora Inaki Alberdia, profesora iz Španije, jednog od najvažnijih umetnika na harmonici, pogotovo što se tiče savremene moderne muzike na harmonici. Večeras će pričati o kompozicijama koje je stvarao zajedno sa kompozitorima sa simfonijskim orkestrom, koje je svirao sa simfonijskim orkestrom. Konkretno, mislim da će najviše pričati o jednoj kompoziciji i nadam se da ćete uživati u tome.
So let's go to speak today about the concert of Jesus Torres. I think it's really the model of classical concert in the way of solist and big orchestra. You know, nowadays it's very successful for the accordion players and for the composers. Also the concerts for solo accordion. So pieces for accordion and orchestra that, of course, the accordion is a solist, but everything works when the accordion is. If the accordion it's not in the orchestra, it doesn't work. But when it's there, nobody knows exactly if it is the accordion or not the accordion, what sounds. Because you know, our instrument is very new. Of course, for accordion players we know, but many other people think that maybe it's a tuba, it's piccolo, it's cello, it's another thing. But no, it's the accordion. It happens a lot with the piece of Ramon Lazcano, Itaun, and with the piece of Accorda of Gabriel Coreca, and also with the piece of José María Sánchez Verdú, Memoria del Blanco. But no in this piece. In this piece it's really the classical instrumentation, not instrumentation, the classical idea about one solist and orchestra. Sometimes we're playing together, another. The piece has 6 cadenzas, so it's quite solist, the piece. For the accordionist. So this piece was written in 2004 and 2005, and the premiere was first for, it calls double, and it was for sextet and accordion. So flute, clarinet, clarinet bass, cello, violin, and piano and percussion. And I asked to the composer to make, because the piece was really quite difficult for play with the orchestra without concertmeister, you know. These pieces are very difficult to find one pianist who makes reduction, and even if he makes, maybe you haven't the real reference. So I asked, I'm going to play in Dublin in one festival with one group that it calls Box 21, and could you try to make a reduction for sextet and accordion? And I asked him, and he told me, yes, I will do it. So I think in February or March of 2005, I make a premiere in the small version in Dublin. And after that, in June 21 or 22 or something like that, in 2005, I made the premiere of the concert in the National Auditorium, and that was with a big orchestra. It's a very, very interesting instrumentation, and we will do one exercise today. Just first, we will listen with the score. We have a very, this is big score, but we cannot see bigger. So take attention for see everything, because it's very small, but you will see it anyway. And after, I will take some parts bigger to show you how it works on materials. And after that, I will play the fragments here just to explain you different sections, how it works for accordion and with the orchestra. So let's see to work about this concierto para acordeón of Jesús Torres. we can work all this part about the beginning of the concert. As you can see, it's a quite virtuous start, and really the accordion starts with a short cadenza here. Here, this is, can you see? Yeah? Okay, and this short cadencia, it starts coming from the brass instruments and the percussion and contrabass. And really, the accordion takes the middle range in all these instruments, and progressive it goes a little bit more higher. And that is the moment when it starts to work wind instruments and developing always like a reverberation of the accordion, or just dynamics a little bit more forte. So that happens here. You can see, for example, here, wind instruments, that the accordion is making just this, and here they make, or for example, here I'm doing, and here the wind instruments make, yeah, or for example here, the accordion plays, and they make with the wind instruments. So it's always like answer, like a scribe, something like that. No? So we can see a little bit this first cadenza, how it works with the accordion, with long notes. Let's see. Part when it works with the orchestra. Yeah? This part that I told you before, that really you play this and wow, it makes the strings, and after and makes the with so this, yeah. So all this part of this yeah. So let's go to see full screen. So all this part, it starts here with the orchestra, and after that it comes the more virtuous part of the piece. Yeah, and there he works like a hoquetus between two hands, like a stereo, and also sometimes with the orchestra. Yeah, and it works like something like the beginning of the piece. Yes, and we will listen now, because in the concerto, I have played everything a little bit close, yeah, but in the concerto there are some sections when the orchestra plays in the middle. For example, now we have finished to listen in this moment, yeah, and here it starts just the percussion, okay? So you can see here violin first and violin second playing in quite lyric way, yeah? This version is from Biennale de Venecia, Fenice. We make with the Orchestra de la Comunidad de Madrid and José Ramón Encinar conducting. Really a great work with him, with all of them. You can see that even the strings play quite high. They try to make a nice vibrato, and yeah, so it's and this is the contrast, and probably the sound is coming from there to the percussion. So you can see, for example, here. No, sorry. Here, you can see better this page. It's quite. Look, all this, yeah, is just only percussion. Yes, 4 percussion players, and after here, celesta and arpa. So very, very brilliant. And after, the strings. So they work like one short interludio, about 5-6 bars. And after that, here, 2 bars more, it starts here, the accordion again, as you can see, yeah? There. Okay? So let's go, and after that, it starts the moment that I have played now, and it will continue till here, okay? You will see. Again, the material that I have played till this is the culmination, here, okay? So this is all the first part of the concerto, around 2 minutes, not more, but very, very fast. So let's go to see and listen. Oh, sorry. Here. So all this part is really, in my opinion, quite magic part, because he, as you can see, he works with long chords in combination, this chords, yes, you can see here, in combination with dynamics, always going and disappear very, very fast. At the same time that the orchestra is doing one chorale with beams, and very exciting part with the strings, rhythmical part. So one of the harmonies that every time he uses is this kind of chords, like, or for example, he likes very much this chord. It's in all the score. So you can see the strings, how they work, and you are coming here. It's an amazing place. It's very, very special. After that, he takes the cadenza. It's a very short cadenza, but it's. With a very brilliant part that it came now. So, if you have any question in each section, we can speak about, of course. This beginning, I use it's necessary a little bit amplification for the accordion, yeah, but especially till now, because after that, even with a big orchestra, sometimes it is not necessary, yeah. It helps a little bit to give projection to the sound, a little bit volume. But nobody knows that you are amplified. Yeah, it's very natural sound. So now the next section that we are going to listen is a very short section, but very special, because they are working the strings continued in the same way, but in combination with percussions. And at the same time, the trumpets are in dialogue with the accordion. And the accordion has a very, very exciting material that it works very good. Yeah. Combination with the range and the register, it's unbelievable what kind of volume he gets. It's very, very explosive, and you can listen the trumpets and the accordion without any problem, because sometimes we say, but when we are going to play with orchestra, we have to be careful with the volume, because maybe the winds can really play much more stronger than accordion, but not here. They are playing very strong, but the sound of the accordion is going very directly in this range with this register, who is 8/8/4, and long notes. And at the same time, the clusters. But the clusters, they are playing always in crescendo, not in the crescendo. So when you are taking a long note, always. So it's very metallic. And you will see how it works, this part with the orchestra just now. So here, yeah, that's it. Do you listen? It's incredible, really, because it's the percussion, is that the real brass instruments are there, playing very forte and with crescendos, and the strings, of course, they haven't so much volume, they are just rhythmically and very soft, but the accordion is working with them without any problem, and it works incredible. Imagine how the balance, it's very natural. You have to know that this recording it's made from the farther place from the auditorium, because it was my brother who made the amplification of the accordion, and he takes one mini disc, very simple, and he makes one recording. This is the recording. It's not radio recording. So what you listen is what really the public listen from very, very far. One auditorium about 1,200 persons or something like that. So it's I think it's quite interesting to know how natural works accordion with the orchestra. So now it becomes the central part of the concerto. It's a big develop without accordion, and after when they finish, there are the cellos who take the last one re, and the accordion with the left hand takes the same sound, and it starts there the next cadenza, that is number, I'm not sure, number 4 I think. Okay, so let's go to listen this part. Maybe better I can play here the cadenza. So as you can see, it's incredible work. I like very much. This was the finalist in the International Tribune of Composers, and that means that it was listened in more than 20 countries in the national radios. So it's yeah. So now it comes the next cadenza, and this cadenza, it sounds really, how to say it, it's like a little bit Arabica, yeah? And especially he's working quintas, cuartas, sextas, séptimas, yeah? 60s, 70s, all this. So let's go to listen a little bit. this is the biggest cadenza that accordion have in the melody sense. After that, it starts a very virtuous part for the accordion, and it's speaking all the time with some percussion instruments, just to give always this note, pam 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 pam, and or trumpets with swordings and so. And after that, it starts the string starts marimba, and winds. It starts to give out long notes. And at the same time, the accordion is always in one point given a lot of tension. Yes, for example, this kind of and from there it comes everything. Or for example, everything with yeah, and at the end it's not as fast as Serbian folk music, but it's quite fast. So let's go to listen a little bit from here maybe. Yeah, this is again everything around the D. Yeah. So let's go to see where is the score. Very fast, if I can. Yeah, here it is. Another accordion. Another kind of interlude of connection about 4 bars, just to connect this last part with the new ones. These bars, as you can see, this, and it's percussion, piano only, making a very irregular riffs to introduce in this part. Yes, this part, it has been written by different ways. At the beginning, he wrote like this, and I play like this in this concerto. It was a little bit like but it's quite virtuoso, but the sound quality I didn't like so much. So after that we try to make something like but the problem is that sound was better, but the rhythm it was bad, not as present. So finally, some years after, I don't know why I didn't think about this. I proposed him to do this. It has the atmosphere that it has this kind of sound, and rhythmically it's working. I think that at the beginning I didn't take this idea because the ricochet it was very fast, and really now really I didn't think that the ricochet, because originally it was written like. So how to do this? I couldn't imagine that. And it's completely different, but it works. So now you will listen in this version just at the beginning, in this way where the sound was better, but the rhythm it wasn't so clear. Okay, so this is. See, it's quite virtuous part, and we are working in antiphonal way. Every time it's just the orchestra, and after the solist, orchestra, solist, orchestra, solist. And you can see that here there is some parts. It's very interesting here how it's written to get more expression. For example, here violin first, violin second, viola and cello. They have exactly the same notes, but the rhythm it's different. as you can see, with the idea to get more expression. One makes ti-do, di-di-do, di-di-di-di-do. So totally it sounds like a melody, a big melody, but moving and with the expression of each section of the orchestra. So it's a very big, successful moment for the orchestra. And the accordion is just answering to all of this. Yeah, you have this kind of no, not here. Sorry. For example, here. Yeah, and there is one part. For example, he likes to work this kind of notes of combination. Very fast. And after he makes also one part that I don't know if you know the piece Ital.
Yes.
Yes. So this part here, this is Ital, and he put the beginning of Ital here. So. So it's a little bit because Jesus Torres and me, we knew the first time because Ital. He just sent me the score with one letter asking if I wanted to play his piece. I didn't know that it exists, this piece. And he wrote me, please Inaki, would you like to play this piece? And of course, when I saw the score, it's incredible. Probably it's the most difficult piece that I never have played. And really, I tried to learn in 2 months and go to Madrid and play. It was, and a little bit in portrait of this, he put this piece, his moment here, yeah. So after that it came one short section of orchestra, and it starts to come the end of the piece, yeah. So let's go to listen. You will see this cadenza, but we can first listen. So after that it starts the end of the piece. After a big development, the accordion has this meditative, he calls meditativo cadenza, and it's very nice because it's a very simple progression between this. And really it sings the left. Because the right, yes, it's very fast, but and after when it starts this it finishes this section. And after that, it will start one dialogue with the percussions and some wind instruments when the accordion starts. And you will see it's very interesting moment. It's going more and more after that. When it finishes this ricochet, it starts one part. And the accordion is making these accords, but and it's going more, all the orchestra. Finally, the accordion is into the orchestra. Nobody knows if you play or not because it's a big sound and a big explosion with a big chords like this, always. And after that, it comes the end of the piece with a very nice cadenza for accordion. Let's see to listen probably, I think, till the end, okay? What happened? I can listen. Just a moment. Yes, yes. After that, it starts this cadenza, and the concert finishes with this sound. So you can see, you have seen how the chords, this works, and you are always connected with percussion, or piano, or flutes. Each accord, it goes with them. So. Cadenza, that last cadenza is called connectasis. This is the end of the piece. So, really, we record this concerto last July with the National Orchestra, and I hope that at the end of this year, or maybe at the beginning of the next, we will have recorded with Nacho de Paz conducting and the National Orchestra. So it's a very important piece also, like Accorda of Ercoreca, Itauna, Lascano, Sanchez Verdú, Memorial Blanco. All of them are very different but very, very exciting pieces. So yeah, the last thing to finish is that at the end of all this adventure, I make the commission for this piece. Because when I made the commission of this piece, and I decided to pay to the composer one symphonic piece, I was very sure that he will compose something very, very good. He composed first for accordion, after accordion and piano, after accordion and ensemble, and now it must be perfect. And the moment was also very special because we was very close working. So the result was very good. And finally I have played this piece many, many times with orchestras. So that is, after that I asked, like always, to Jesus, have you ever think about the possibility to make a solo piece with this piece? And Inaki, you are always thinking the same, more and more pieces and more pieces, and so. Yes, I know, but you have 6 or 7 cadenzas, I don't know. Let's go, because I always say 6 cadenzas. And I'm sure that you, as good composers that you can really connect all of them. And I didn't say anything more. Because really I am always telling the same. So at the end he called me, I don't know, sometime after, and he told me, Inaki, I have finished the piece for accordion solo. It was just 1 hour or something, or 2 or 3 hours, because every cadenza really was connected. But I didn't do anything, because it's true that there are some sections where you finish, for example, in one last part with 1 quarter, and the next cadenza starts in the 4th part in the 2nd quarter. So it was very natural to do it. So, okay, and I asked him, it's not a problem that it looks fragments, it looks the same material, of course different materials, but now needs the other, so it works together. He told me, yes, it works very well. So now, next month, probably it will be finished and published the version of cadencias for accordion solo. And I think that, as you can see, it will be quite exciting piece also. And it's one of the pieces that I use always for finish the concerts.
It will be transcription.
It's not transcriptions, because I am playing just the 6 cadenzas, like a one piece. Sometimes I'm playing some parts that are into the orchestra also, but are very rich part, so it needn't to touch anything.
When you play on the stage, do you have microphones, or just play without?
You mean what, with the orchestra?
Yes, without.
It's a good question. You know, many times I have think about the possibility to put here 2 microphones, but finally I make one like this. So one stand, not me, my brother makes one stand, and one stand, but quite open, like this. You can regulate as you want, And I put one micro here, another here, just in front of mine. And when I always play, this is one of the things that I like very much. Not always, it depends. But mostly of times, near always, I played to the right of the conductor. So the conductor is here, there, and I'm here. Not the conductor here and me here. Because in the accordion, the sounds go there. And the conductor, it can listen many things. As well as if he's here and your sound is going there. So, from one side, when you are playing, really with the orchestra behind you, and the conductor there, and the score here, it's very simple. You have the score, and just without look the conductor, even if the conductor is there, you can go a little bit outside, and the conductor is there behind you. Public can listen you much better, and when you are looking the score, you can see the conductor with this, without any problem. And you can put not exactly this, a little bit this, and people can listen better the left hand. When you are in the other side, you put a little bit this, because in other way the conductor it doesn't listen you well. So you put a little bit this, you put the stand here maybe, sometimes here, yeah, little bit this, okay, and the sound is going there, the conductor is there, and the left hand is into the orchestra. So the balance is not, in my opinion, is not as good. In my opinion, the most natural is just here, the orchestra behind, conductor there, your sound in front of the public, and you can look the conductor there. You can outside a little bit more, and this is outside. It's not with the orchestra, because the first cello will be there, or maybe a little bit more, and your left hand is coming out. So this is very important. So when you put two microphones here, it's very good, because if you are moving, the microphones are going with you. But in my opinion, it's not as good quality. If you have good microphones, one here and another here, they take everything, even if you move. And they take everything, because sometimes if you have the microphone here or here, he's not taking till here. They are not so as good microphones like you can put here. Probably they are, but probably they are very expensive also. So these are good enough, and it works very good. Do you have some questions? Any question? Yeah?
Where sit when you play competition for solo accordion orchestra?
Competition? Yes.
Piece. Sorry.
When I played many years ago, you mean?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I played like everybody with the conductor here when I was young in competitions, or I didn't know that. I just played as much as I could, and the conductor was here and me here. But now, after playing many times with the orchestra, sometimes with the orchestra, I recognize that this is better. Yes. Experience, yeah. And of course, maybe sometimes, I don't know, it depends, you can, but it's not as comfortable really, because when you are here, you need to outside a little bit to project the sound of the accordion. You cannot be into the orchestra, because the accordion needs to go out the sound. So you need to stand a little bit, 20 centimeters minimum, and go out the sound. And if you are here, when I am playing, I am looking like this. I am not playing like this. It's not natural.
Yes.
So even if I play by memory, I play here, and I look in the conductor. It's much more simple. I can understand that it's a little bit strange, and you can, many times I have think what public will think about. Maybe they will not remember me because it doesn't look one soloist. But no. it's a stupid thing, really, to think these things like I have said. Yeah. So it's okay. So thank you very much for being here, and big pleasure to work with all of you. A big pleasure to have this first experience with streaming. I don't know if somebody will listen us, but really I have enjoyed very much explaining these pieces and the other bass composers yesterday, and also some things about the accordion and everything. Okay, so thank you very much.
Zahvalim profesoru što je došao u Niš i što je uveličao svojim prisustvom i svojim predavanjima naša srca i ispunio nas ljubavlju i pokazao nam dosta znanja, prikazao nam. Želim da se zahvalim u ime Fakulteta umetnosti i katedre za harmoniku i nadam se da će i sljedeći put profesor rado doći, a pošto smo pričali o tome, to će vjerojatno biti u roku od 1 godine. Tako da se radujemo ponovnom susretu i nekim novim predavanjima i novim kompozicijama koje će ostati na kraju nama, da ih izučavamo i nekim mlađim generacijama. Hvala vam profesor još jednom. Thank you.